Hello, this is Fighting Irish. This is turn 17 just completed. What is this? July 1944. This is the tech chart. Um, we have a lot of completed tech. USA still has a whole ton of tech on the board that still can do. Everybody else has just a few staggering. Over here on the ship card, the Americans did finish their carrier and battleship that was out there. This is what the IPP chart looks like after turn 17. Germany is rolling up there. They have $96. That does not include their bonus. This is the first turn in a very, very long time that the Russians could not steal the $3 from the Swedes, because back here Germany completed the radar, so therefore they kept their money. I think they were 117 after bonuses. USA is up to 67. After this round, Japan went down to 38. Italy's up to 24. Russia's down to 16. The FEC is making more money than the actual Britons. The English there is down to 13. Anzac's still hovering 9. Chinese are still a thing. KMT's 6. CCP 5. And the French have 2. A lot of things happened this turn. Let's start in South America. The Americans had landing here. Those 2 coastal ships are the British helping out in case some subs want to come and get them. But there's 6 destroyers and a cruiser. 3 attack transport brought over 3 advanced artillery and 3 infantry. They made a plane down here in Malaysia. They moved up their fighter and the 3 guys. Now the Germans also built up. Now they have 4 infantry in Buenos Aires, an AA, a fighter, 2 militia. If you bring it back, it is going to be really hard to get them out of the country or the continent. They also took Pearl away and walked in there and claimed it. They still have that destroyer off the coast there. Those subs did some raidings. Actually, they did a bunch of raidings up the coastline. Since they're not blockaded anymore, they went after that. Now, if you look, the British did land in Normandy with 5 infantry, 5 tanks, and the French put a militia in Normandy. The Germans saw it coming, so they have 4 guys. The Italians railed over 4 more infantry to help out. I have a feeling some of these units are coming back to mess with the British. Yeah, this first time the subs didn't work. Still, the British Isles were under invaded with the Germans. Midlands, North, and Scotland were all under German controlled. The British moved up Greece because the Germans actually went into Thessaly and failed to take it. They had a rough going. They did take Istanbul back. This is one of the few times that I've seen Germany get repelled. The Suez Canal held. The Italian subs did doing some convoy. They lost some ships. That cruiser came back and took out the destroyer. Then the subs came in and took out the cruiser. Cyprus was taken this turn by the Italians. In Moscow, or not Moscow, but Moscow's still intact, but it's almost surrounded. And there's that bomber right there. His probably next turn was going to take the airfield out in Moscow for the invasion of Moscow. I see several heavy tanks. I count 10 heavy tanks, 9 heavy tanks that can hit it. Load of cavalry, load of Panzer Grenadiers, heavy mech, a ton of cavalry going into Moscow. Stalingrad did fall. Leningrad had enough units. It did not fall because I think it has 9 infantry and advanced artillery still sitting there. Stalingrad did fall though. Let's see. Moving on over here. Japan did go for Calcutta. They originally took it, so the FEC lost all their money. The fighters did come back from Hong Kong, and the infantry that was in Bengal and the rest of India hammered back down on Calcutta, and they took it back from the Japanese. They have a huge stack in Siam of infantry. Probably to go and take the Burma, or they can go back into Yemen. But CCP has a ton of militia there. The British and Anzac tried to take Borneo, but it came down to a plane and the SNLF, so Anzac retreated with their plane. Here's something you don't see too often. Here's this naval fleet right here with a super battleship, a heavy battleship, heavy cruiser, 2 battleships, 4 more cruisers, a biplane or seaplane, a fighter, and 3 carriers, and C-Zone 88 with an Italian sub and a German sub. First time, and probably see they're all together. Up here, they were jockeying for position still, back and forth. Russia, Japan, taking territories from each other. Mongolia has a militia in it. The Katyushas came down and took central Mongolia. Katyushas are over here, and Marines are up there. Calculated risk. Japanese command thought the Americans were going to go for the Philippines, so they vacated the Philippines at all, and they set up for a counter attack right off the coast of Cochinchina. The Americans, who were stationed up here in C-Zone 65, decided to go north and invade Tokyo. They split their navy up in case it did not work to blockade. So they have naval ships all around, battleships galore. There's 6 battleships up there, 10 advanced subs, several fleet carriers, 6 transports, destroyers. They went into Tokyo, and those battleships with the offshore bombardments hit 3 out of 4. there was 20 units defending, and I think 22 units coming in. And the jet fighters took out majority of the Japanese Air Force there, and one fighter went down and one jet fighter went down in the first round. Other than that, those jet fighters pretty much ruled the day. All the Americans have left is one special U.S. Marine and one advanced artillery. 4 jet fighters, all sitting in Tokyo. In range of hitting Tokyo and taking it back, looks like 2 infantry and 4 militia. That's all he has. He can muster against Tokyo. This guy, when he took Midway and took Alaska, Japan went up and took Alaska, and this bomber that ended up in Russian territory carpet bombed them and died. These destroyers are way out of range. This destroyer will never make it through this naval bombardment. This fleet can come and hit, but we'll have to split up and detach on each. I don't think that fleet probably can take out half the American thing. But if they can't take the capital back, they're going to have to surrender, so it doesn't really make a difference. And 2 infantry going into mountain territory, and 4 militia going into mountain territory. All are attacking at once, so you have 6 ones, and then the Americans look like they're going to hold. Anzac did by a transport. The Americans put in the water 4 more attack subs, another fleet carrier with 2 jet fighters and a battleship, another heavy bomber on this side. In case this failed, they wanted something more to help out. But Japan has pretty much fallen. They gave up and surrendered close to $54 after their bonuses and stuff. They will have to be really extremely lucky to take back their capital. The 6 units that they have to hit or do it, I don't think we'll have enough, but we'll have to see. And the kamikazes we used this turn, they were unsuccessful. I think there was a roll of a 10 each. On the variable ending, you need to roll a 1 at the start of July of 44. France falling, that's 2. And with Tokyo falling, you get to roll a 3. The Americans rolled a 3. So this war is officially over. And the Axis, which consists of Germany, Italy, still Japan get points because they haven't surrendered yet, which in fact saved the day for the Axis power. They got 14 points. They are the official victors of this game with 14 victory points. The Allies come in second with 7 victory points. The Russians, with the 2 points coming from CCP, is 2, and they finished third. Russia over here gets 0 points. So They finished last. Germany dominated, but in retrospect, so did Japan. This at the height of their turn, Japan had the most because they're still a thing till their surrender. America lost out because South America would have been a couple turns away before you can destroy all the units. Midway, Alaska, and the Philippines knocked the Americans back down. But it was a hard fought. The Allies did a lot better than I thought they would. It's just they were too slow to react. Germany dominated over here. That was a good war. If war is ever good. But Germany was on the threshold of Moscow. They might turn around and build a navy and could have gone after London. This is the navy that sits outside London, so it would probably took a couple turns. Italy didn't have a capital ship, but points in Spain and points pretty much all of Africa, they got their max points. KMT got 0 points. France helped out the Allies with 1. British got 0. FEC got 2. Anzac got 1. And that is the end of this war. It was a good thing. It was good. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye. Fighting Irish out.